Guess you wonder where I've been. I searched to find the love within. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let it go. My friends wonder what is wrong with me. Well, I'm in a daze from your love, you see. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let it go. Some people go around the world for love, but they may never find what they dream of. What you won't do to do for love. You tried everything, but you don't give up. In my world, only you make me do for love what I would not do. My friends wonder what is wrong with me. Well, I'm in a daze from your love, you see. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let go. Oh, I only want the best, it's true. I can't believe the things I do for you. What you won't do for love. You've tried everything, but you won't give up. In my world, only you made me do for love what I would not do. Made me do for love what I would not do. Make me do for love what I would not do. Make me do for love what I would not do.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a lovely Sunday afternoon. Phoenix Girl here. Eating some snacks. So, today, we're gonna read some fanfics. Alright. So, okay. Let's see. Right.
Get ready with Maisie to stay warm this winter. Maisie can stay safe and stylish with her Arcadia Trail.
Okay. Let me check the sound first. Oh, perfect! Anyways, today we're reading a Lion King fanfic called The Future Belongs to the Brave by John Jew Farragut, PhD. And it's about a bizarre love triangle between Simba, Nala, and some random ass lioness we've never met before in our entire lives. So, the summary is, with the Pride Lands growing back and the herds on the way home, newlywed Simba and Nala embark on their long-awaited honeymoon. Unfortunately, someone from his past is waiting for him there, and he's brought a life-altering surprise that'll leave his new kingdom in mortal danger. Takes place after The Lion King 1 and 2. Rated T for mild violence and sensuality. Chapter 1. Alright, so I was reading through this story earlier, and I think this song is perfect for this particular family. Let me take a sip of my Coke, and then we can begin. So yeah, I'm doing this shit again for the third time. Let's hope it's the last time. This time I'm not gonna add background music because nobody can hear what the hell I'm saying. I'll just add music later. It's fine, it's perfectly fine. So, basically this fanfic, it's called The Future Belongs to the Brave. I already explained what this story's about, so let's just get on to it. Chapter 1. Nala trotted out of the sands and rustled into the ferns of the oasis, and she tossed her head over her shoulder and gave her mate a playful grin. "Come on, Simba," she said. "Aren't you gonna carry me over the threshold?" The lion fidgeted and gave an uneasy smile. His eyes kept peering into the moonlit shadows of his youthful home, and his face drooped in fear. "Oh, come on," Nala purred. "It doesn't smell like warthog, does it?" "No, that's not it," he replied. "It's just, you and I've never, well, you know, and I'm kinda getting the jitters. I've never done anything like this, and I don't want to blow, you know." "Well, I'm not worried," she said. "I just married the king of Pride Rock. There's no way you could disappoint me, unless you think you're not lion enough for me." But Simba didn't answer. He kept looking weary and uneasy as he peered through the trees. Far as he was concerned, becoming king of Pride Rock and helping save his pride from starvation was like a stroll through the savannah. But a honeymoon? This was like trying to lift the world on his shoulders or summon the rain with a single word. He would have to be godlike to do that. His eyes kept wandering back and forth along the moonlit trees, as if he were looking for an excuse. But without warning, and with a sigh of equanimity, he turned to her and frowned. "I grew up here. All my best memories are here. Giving up was hard. And if I go back, I might not want to leave." "Oh, Simba, I know you," she said gently. "You've done so much since you came back. You're not gonna give that up just because you're taking a weekend off." Well, that was certainly true. After all, he had been working his tail off since he came home, and the vacation was long overdue. When he left the Oasis 2 months ago, he was on a mission to overthrow his uncle. And that was just the easy part. He had to lead the Pride to a new home, and that was a suicide mission as far as he was concerned. Everyone knew who Scar was, and a presumed dead nephew was as welcome as a plague. But Simba's pride had to eat and sleep, and Antelope wasn't gonna rain out of the sky. So he offered the natives a deal. He would live in peace, hunt to survive, and help in any way he could. 2 months later, he had done the impossible. He had won them over. And when he and Nala got married, every village and tribe came to the wedding to cheer him on. When Rafiki laid the flower necklace around Nala's shoulders and ran a dab of red gourd juice across Simba's forehead, it sounded as the world was thundering in praise. And as he and Nala majestically strolled away to their new honeymoon getaway, Zazu gave him the best news of all. The pride lands were growing back, and herds were beginning their great migration back home. Besides, Nala said with a nozzle, you've got to enjoy the perks, including me. And with a slight grin and muscles flexing in his shoulders, he crouched down and grabbed Nala in his forelegs. And he went up on his hind paws and grinned, watching her marvel at his strength. Oh, I'm lion enough, Nala. I'm all the lion you need. I'm going to carry you through the trees and down to the lake. And I'll take you up to the top of the rocks, and we'll watch the stars turn. And when we come back down and lie the grass, I'll let you know what it really feels like to be a queen. Without warning, the ferns parted and the grass gave way, and Simba's fear turned to terror. He and Nala flinched and spun to the rustling, and a strong lioness padded up out of the ferns. Her face was startled and confused, and her moonlit eyes gazed on Simba with longing and awe. Khufu, she said breathlessly, it is you! All the blood in his veins went still and cold, and his 4 legs went slack, and he dropped Nala out of his paws. He felt his jaw hanging out of his face, barely noticing Nala had hit the ground. Khufu, what are you doing here? And who is she? Wait a minute, said Nala as she climbed onto all fours. Why are you calling him Khufu? The lioness gave him a dull look, as if something had been confirmed. Her brown eyes going dark and narrow, the lioness let out a disgruntled sigh and turned to Simba. What's your name? Simba quailed at her gaze and turned his head away. Look, Ashanti, Oh, you haven't changed at all, said the other lioness. Every sentence that starts with look, Ashanti is always gonna end badly. Ashanti, I'm sorry, but I didn't come back here for you. Nala and I just got married. Wait a minute, you're married? The lioness glared at him and let off a scoff. 2 months ago, you said you didn't want a relationship, and now you're here with your wife? Now I know why you didn't want to come here, Nala said. Look, Nala, Oh, good grief, she muttered. Nala, you have to believe me. After the stampede, my whole life fell apart. I didn't think you were gonna forgive me if you knew what I had done. When Ashanti came along, we got along well. I was still a wreck after my father died, and I... Wait a minute, said Ashanti. You lost a parent, and you didn't tell me? When Simba kept goggling back at her, she let out an incredulous scoff. What else didn't you tell me? Are you some kind of president or a king? Simba gave her an awkward chuckle and said, Actually, I am a king. If he thought Ashanti's face couldn't be any more horrified, the twisting of her mouth and the furrowing of her eyes changed his mind. Look, Ashanti, You're unbelievable, she muttered. You weren't just a coward, you were a king hiding out in the jungle. Ashanti, it wasn't working, you know that. No, it was working, and you ruined it, she said in a quaky tone. I waited my whole life for a good guy to come along. My father hit me and clawed me whenever I messed up, and every guy I met was just as bad. When I met you, I thought I found the light of my dreams, and 3 days in, I'm less than an afterthought. I wanted to know if you felt anything for me, and you didn't tell me. I knew something awful happened to you, and you didn't tell me. Now I find out you've been keeping your whole life a secret, and you just been using me. I was just a toy for your comfort, a plaything for your amusement. I care about you, Ashanti, really. But when he saw Nala glaring at the side of his face, he stammered and said, "Look, guys, I heard enough." Ashanti said she turned away. "Before you trip over your tongue, let me show you your handiwork." She walked up to a cluster of ferns and pawed them aside, and she guided Simba's eyes to a tiny bundle curled up in the grass. It was an infant lion, still wearing its spots, and its eyes had just come out blindness. Simba's face went slack as he saw a tiny tuft of red hair sprouted up between the cub's huge ears, and its eyes fell upon Simba, making him feel as if he was staring back at himself as a cub. A surge of terror went up his spine, and his hind legs trembled and sank him back into the grass as he goggled at the cub. "You have a choice, Simba," said Ashanti. "Either you let me into your pride, or I'll fight my way in, and I'm bringing him in with me. His name's Kopa, and he's your son." Alright. Chapter 2, Yahoos and Triangles. A horrible silence fell over the jungle as Simba stared in the cub's eyes. A little bundle of life had been made by his power and without his knowledge, and it was now looking up into the face of this gigantic creature, wriggling as if it wanted to run and gazing as if it couldn't pull its eyes away. Simba wished he could know what it was thinking. Did it know he was the father, or did it even want him to be its father? Did the words dad and daddy have to be taught, or did every cub know them by instinct? Maybe that cub knew who Simba was and it would grow up never forgiving him for running off. Or maybe it didn't, and Simba could raise it and give it the life it deserved. And the ringing of Ashanti's words in his ears was like a distant reverberation that made him turn his head a little too late. "Simba, you have to make a choice." "Simba, it's easy," Nala said softly. "Just let her join the pride." "No!" Ashanti snapped. "I'm not gonna stand by while you and her raise my child. Who's it gonna be, me or Nala?" With a lift of his maned head, he stared agog at the lionesses, with his mouth hanging open as if he were waiting for a stray sentence to flutter onto his tongue. "Why can't I take both you in?" "I'm not fighting with your princess," Ashanti said, "but I will if I have to." "I don't scare easily," Nala said with edge in her voice. 2 months ago, I killed a prince to save Simba's life. After that, some of his people tried to kill us with a blood fever. If it wasn't for us, dozens of people would be dead by now. So getting me to back down won't be as easy as you think." "Oh, try me, princess. You know what you're asking." Whoa, guys," Simba said as he leapt into the middle of the fray. "You don't have to do this." "Simba, this is why you have to talk to the pride," Nala said. "Your father had one queen, so there wouldn't be a competition. I don't want to fight with Ashanti, and I don't want to fight for your love." "But Nala, what if I—" He held back the rest, but it was there on his tongue, just as it was in his eyes and in his smile. She was his first, his last, and his only. She was his queen and best friend, betrothed to him before they ever knew the meaning of the word. He knew he had to look away from Ashanti and Kopa once and for all, and he had to nuzzle Nala and affirm his love, as a proper king should. But then his eyes fell on a little child in the grass, and his heart began to melt like kahuna kola in the afternoon sun. He tried to lock eyes on Nala and pull himself towards her, but he couldn't look away forever and turn back to the club. A mighty primitive longing welled up within him, to be with that cub and be its father, to play with it when it grew up, and to teach it all the ways of the pride lads. and that longing was inescapable, and it was so right and so fitting. He didn't want to escape it. Just as his eyes wandered over to Ashanti, and he caught himself too late. He tried to hide his face, but she let aside, pat away. I'm out of here. Wait a minute, Ashanti. I'm gone. Just forget it, Simba. Just forget about me like you did before. With a wag of her head, she bent out over the cub and picked him up by the scruff, and she patted Owl clearly as Simba followed close behind. Simba, what are you doing? She's taking my son from me, Nala! My son! But Nala kept flashing an angry look, and no desperation on his face took it away. Come on, Nala, he said, please don't give up on us. You're the one giving up, just like you gave up on her. He gave a flinch as the barbs of her words went deep, but he composed himself and turned to Ashanti with an ambivalent sigh. Please come back with us. Forget it, she murmured in a muffled voice, and she laid the cub between her paws. Look, Simba, I see in your face, I hear in your voice, you'd rather be with her. I want you to be a part of my pride, he whispered. I care about Caldwell, and I care about you. My father died when I was little, and I don't want my son growing up without me. I want to give him the life I never had, the life he deserves. She stared into his eyes for a moment, showing hints of pride and admiration, but then brushed it away with a wag of her head. It's not gonna work. When your pride looks at me, they'll know I'm a stranger, and they'll chase me out. You're the mother of my child. You deserve to join my pride, and even if they didn't want you, you'd be better off in the Pride Lands than anywhere else. Ashanti stared dully at him and gave him a scoff. Is that all you do? Just let things happen and hope for the best? Simba, you've got to stand up for your son. What about me? Nala said. You married me, Simba. You got to stand up for me. And once again, Simba found himself standing in the crosshairs of their gaze. Their eyes were full of longing for an answer, for resolution, for him. And a reluctant breath wove its way out of his mouth as he said, Ashanti, I want you to come with us. We'll talk with the pride and see what they say. Oh wow, where's your spine? Ashanti muttered. You can't even make up your own mind, so you have the ladies do it for you. No, it's not like that. It's just, I don't know what the law says. The great kings had some good ideas, and I might as well find out what they are. How can you be like this? Nala said. Do you know what the great kings did to us? Your grandfather started a war to keep his people in line. And when you messed up his plans, he tried to kill us. You can't worry about what they would think. This is your kingdom. You do what you think is right. But he kept staring at God at them. He wanted Nala all along. He felt like he had to be with Nala all along. But Ashanti was quite lovely, and being the mother's child made her even more lovely. Let's just go back tonight, and we'll talk this out, okay? And without another word, he began to pad out the oasis and trudge in the twilight sand of the desert. You coward, Ashanti muttered as she reached down to pick up Colt behind her jaws. You can't even do one good thing for your son. He gave her no reply. He kept padding on through the sands and ignoring the heavy anger on both his flanks. It was going to be a long walk through the desert, and the silence would be a closer companion. And he kept up something to say to break the awkward silence, but nothing came. This is just what I want, a honeymoon with your ex. Nala whispered into Simba's ear. You need to act like a king, or you'll lose both of us, and you'll lose your kingdom. And at once his thoughts ran back to his pride. If they saw him walking up to them with Ashanti, what would they think? They were already expecting Nala to come back for a royal honeymoon, beaming with joy and love. So what would they think of him now, where Simba had been on intimate terms with Nala when she found him in the jungle, and it was nearly 2 months on, and she was only days away from burying a litter. What would the pride do if Simba brought Ashanti into their midst and said, she was my mate and I'm the father? Banishing Ashanti at Copa wasn't out of the question. Forcing him to divorce Nala and marry Ashanti wasn't either. just so he proved to them he was responsible. He kept trudging through the sands and watching twilight turn to night as he strode to lift his fearful head high. What am I going to do? Actually, we're gonna look at something very interesting. So, the other day, I bought a couple new games, and one of them was a Kingdom Hearts collection. And in that collection was Birth by Sleep. And, yeah, it's really good so far. I like it. Alright, let's see. Aw, piss off.
This looks like the Wayfinders. But how did it get here? Tell me, where did you get that?
Oh, he's so cute. He's so adorable.
Huh? Come out, you little trog!
Wait!
You there! As Experiment 626 passed through this area.
I don't understand. Experiment what?
Don't be dense. Dr. Jumbo Jukiba's genetic abomination. 626. Small, blue, vicious.
It's funny, like, you can tell with some of the characters, they're using the very same voice actors, especially with Gantu and the Grand Councilwoman. And Grand Councilwoman, I think this game might have been the very last time that Zoe Caldwell voiced the Grand Councilwoman, because after that, she never played her again. And I checked her IMDb the other day, and her last acting credit was a movie that Tom Hanks did, and it's called, I think it's called Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. It's like, it's about this kid whose dad dies like in 9/11 or something, and he goes like a scavenger hunt, and it's like connected to his dad's memory or some shit. Yeah. So, I can't help but wonder, since, you know, Parkinson's, her cause of death, she died from Parkinson's about 3 years ago. I can't help but wonder, maybe around that point, she might have been starting to develop symptoms of Parkinson's disease, or maybe her disease was like progressing at that point, and maybe it got so bad she just couldn't act anymore. Probably why she, and also she probably might have been at an age where she might have decided it was a good idea to retire anyway, so yeah.
Just
Him? But he didn't look vicious.
Ah, so you have seen him.
Yes, he's in the ventilation system.
Blast! He got away again!
Blast! He got away again! I'm gonna go look for the fucking nose shit so I can fucking murder him! Oh, son of a bitch. Oops.
Hold it right there. Why don't I know you? What section are you from?
Just lie to him, say you're from Earth. They know what Earth is. Just say, oh, I'm from Earth. Just make up a fucking lie.
I'm...
Trying to stow away, are we? I said stay close.
God, he's such an asshole. Damn.
What is the meaning of this? Captain Gantu, did I not order you to apprehend the fugitives immediately?
Yes, and I will have them in custody soon. They'd be locked up already if those wretched monsters would just... I mean, if I hadn't uncovered this potential stowaway.
I wasn't trying to sneak on board. My name is Aqua. And those monsters, I followed them here. Please, I can handle this threat. Just give me a chance. Let me show you. The weapon I carry is the only one that can stop them.
Our weapons are of no use against them?
Nope, you're basically fucked.
Is this true?
Well, we haven't explored all our options.
Nor do we have time to. We are fortunate you are here, Aqua. Your assistance would be most welcome.
But Grand Councilwoman, you can't honestly believe what this stowaway says.
I think you'll find I can. We have a crisis. Jumba and 626 remain at large, and these monsters are obstructing attempts to apprehend them. Or did I mishear your latest excuse as to why you've again failed to carry out your duties, Captain?
Oh! Oh crap, I did again!
Will you help us?
Of course. Defeating them is my job. It's what I do best, ma'am.
Then might I make one other request? Should you happen upon our fugitives, please do whatever you can to apprehend them intact.
You want me to capture Dr. Jumba and Experiment 626?
But you can't just... That's my job!
You had your chance, Captain Gantu. Now you will stand down and await orders. We will monitor the location of the monsters and keep you apprised. Thank you for your help, Aqua.
Of course. Experiment 626 was carrying a wayfinder. I'd note that shape anywhere. Are Tara and Ven here too?
We're not gonna watch the whole thing. So, hang on just a fucking minute. Alright, just give me a fucking minute. Alright, right about here.
Formality and ridiculous behavior stops.
Hold it right there.
Huh?
Dr. Jumba, Experiment 626. I've been authorized to take you into custody. So it really does belong to you. But where have you seen that shape?
His copy he made of good luck charm that boy Tara showed to him. Tara said friend gave him charm, was very protective of it.
He really said that to you?
Yes.
Then you're still alright, Tara.
And now, because of Tara and his little bauble, my genius creation is hesitating in his genetically programmed destructive instincts. Just look at him.
Huh? What are you doing? Our orders are to capture them alive.
He can't just like, fuck your orders! I'm gonna kill them both! I've had enough of this shit! I am so tired of being ordered around by a stupid old hag! I'm gonna kill the little shit and the stupid fat asshole!
Decided to take a new approach. All right, you two. Any last words before I blast you into a million pieces?
Any last words before I fucking brutally murder you all? Yeah, get wrecked, Gantu. Go fuck yourself. Alright, I'm gonna keep Gantu, YouTube on for a little bit. I'm gonna show you excuse me. I'm gonna show you a picture. I'm gonna show you what Caldwell looks like. That's her. This is exactly what that's her right there. Right there, this is what she looks like. That's a picture of Caldwell. Alright, let me make sure I just want to be sure. I just want to double check, because the last time I did this shit, I didn't have the fucking thing on. Yeah, as you can see, she passed away. This is a picture of Caldwell. She got Tony for, I think it was, as a matter of fact, I think it's on YouTube. Tony Awards. Where the fuck is... I know it's... Okay, she won for Medea. Where's the one? Oh, there it is. I found it. You two piss off with the fucking commercials! Oh my god. I swear. These fucking commercials. Just give me a minute. I need to clean up my desk a little bit. Eating some tasty snacks while I watch YouTube shit. So, shit, what's the Leo's? Oh, somebody mentioned that Uda Hagen, that's the old lady that was like presenting for the Tony Awards. I think I'm gonna need another Coke.
The year's 4 nominees are Carol Burnett for Moon Over Buffalo, Zoe Caldwell for Masterclass.
Yeah, I don't know who's the guy she's sitting with. It's either her husband, I don't think it's her husband, or it's one of her sons. She had like 2 sons. I don't know, it's either one.
Rosemary Harris for A Delicate Balance. Elaine Stritch also for A Delicate Balance.
Oh my god, the same play, dude.
And the 50th anniversary Tony Award goes to Zoe Caldwell in Masterclass.
Yup, that looks like her son.
But for that precise moment in time, there is only one way, one voice.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. I've got to read it, and I've got to read it very, very quickly. Right, here we go.
I thank God for Maria Callas, Terence McNally, Leonard Foley, Audrey MacDonald, Karen K. Cody, David Loud, J. Hunter Morris, Michael Friel, Stuart Molina,
shit.
Jane Greenwood, Paul Huntley, Michael McGarty, Brian McDivitt, John Gottlieb, Diane Trulock, Linda Barnes, Bill Evans, Jim Randolph, Stuart Thompson, Jim Weiner, Doris Blum, Bruce Klinger, Randy Sayer, Roberta Christie, Robert Charles Valance, Amy Degman, Philadelphia Theatre Company, Mark Taper Forum, Kennedy Center, staff and crew at the Golden Theatre, Spring Sirkin, Lewis Allen, and my beautiful Robert White.
It's that time again.
And Five Below's got
all the gifts.
Like I said, that was her husband. Passed away before she did. What? Oh, shit. Oh my god! We have to watch this!
Okay, so here's the deal.
You may not know it, but I ended up doing the voice of Stitch, and I have ever since. And if you don't believe me, here's a clip from about 20 years ago. David Ogden Stiers is in the booth recording Jumba, and Dean and I are directing from outside. Eventually, our dialogue got so tight that David said, you know what, just come on inside the booth and we'll...
Oh, I just remembered. It's your birthday. Happy birthday.
Merry Christmas.
It's not Christmas.
Happy Hanukkah.
It's not Hanukkah.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
I just love that. I just love the face he makes when he basically yells out, no! It's so funny.
What do you think? Too close there?
No, I love that. We might be a little too close, yeah. If you can, just force yourselves apart a little bit at the yes-no, but...
Well, why don't you stand by the bank? For Christ's sake. Stand up here and we got it all at once so we can overlap.
A little more urgency on the, oh, I just realized or remembered it's your birthday.
You shouldn't play with guns.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh, I just remembered. It's your birthday. Happy birthday.
Merry Christmas.
It's not Christmas.
Happy Hanukkah.
It's not Hanukkah.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Man's face cover of shirt.
Oh my god. I'm just so sad he's no longer here with us. Fuck. Like, holy shit, dude. It's just sad. Really fucking sad. Like, seriously, you need to give people their fucking flowers while they're still here. Like, dude. Okay, let's see. Wait! I don't know. We could watch this.
The handsome.
This is when, he was on MASH, basically.
Sweeney, if you say one more unkind word to Private Palmer, I will personally write a report detailing your inhumanity, and I will have it placed in your 201 file where it will follow you for the rest of your career.
But Major,
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Good evening, Private. How are you feeling?
Okay.
Well, everything here looks very good.
Great.
Is there, anything you need? Oh. Let's say I'm off duty in about an hour. If you'd like, I'll stop back. We'll play a little gin rummy. Believe me, I'm not nearly as good as I think I am.
I'm fine. Could you please leave me alone?
Sure. Here we are, Private. Yeah.
I don't see any X-ray machines.
Well, I must confess that the X-ray story was a ruse.
I don't understand.
I just thought it would.
It's so amazing how he sounds so different from his art. Like, you can't really tell, like, Jumba and Major Winchester, like, they're two totally different characters. Like, it's amazing how good of an actor he really was. Like, he was a he was an amazing actor. Like, he could play like two different characters, and he gave those characters so much depth and personality. And, you know, Jumba is like this big, fat, purple alien with 4 eyes, with a vague Russian accent, and Charles Winchester is this pompous, arrogant, condescending asshole doctor from, like, Boston. He came from a very wealthy, affluent family, like, very, very affluent family. And he didn't suffer fools, and excuse me, and unlike his predecessor, he actually was a really good doctor. He was a very skilled surgeon. He was a very good doctor.
It would be better if this conversation took place out of earshot of your sniggering comrades. I notice you're a devotee of comic books.
So?
So? Nothing. I'm all for losing oneself in the pure, adventuresome fun of a first-rate Captain Marvel.
Oh my god. This is like the second time I hear somebody mention Captain Marvel. I think in the Elvis movie, the biopic that came out, I think last year, there was also mention of, like, Captain Marvel too. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but Ogden Stiers, he's a very tall guy. Like, holy shit. He's a very tall guy.
You read Captain Marvel?
Ever since he was a non-com. Of course, there are other sorts of literature which one can enjoy. Have you ever read the classics?
No, I'm too dumb for that stuff.
Ah, quite the contrary. I have read your record. You have an IQ that is well above average.
I can't even talk.
Homer, it so happens that there is no correlation between intelligence and stuttering. As a matter of fact, some of the world's brightest people have been stuttering.
Name one.
I'll name you several. Demosthenes, Thomas Jefferson, King George VI, Winston Churchill.
Even if I were smart, no one would know it.
They actually made a movie about King George VI. Recently. They actually did make a movie about King George VI. I think he was Queen Elizabeth II's father? What was that movie called? I think it was King George, the King's Speech or something like that. It's funny.
Cause I can't say anything.
Palmer. Walt. The point is that you know it. You can aspire to a world that offers you a lot more than comic books. I want you to have this. It's Moby Dick. That is a wonderful adventure.
I know. I read the classic comic.
Alright, I think it's enough for now. Oh yikes. Some ordinary gamers and Boogie 2-Night AA argued in my live stream. That has to be really fucking nuts. Whew. Oh man! I totally remember the Zoo books. That was from like the early 2000s. I remember that shit. Oh man. I totally remember that. Oh wow. Okay, so we're almost like an hour in. Let's see. Let's see. Ah, crap. Maybe, I don't know. Oh shit, wait.
There's nothing more powerful than you making your thing happen. Really going.
Toronto Centre for the Arts last night, the former MASH star played the crisp and aristocratic Major Charles Emerson Winchester on the show for 6 years.
Winchester, you are a dirty stinker!
Stiers delights in making guest appearances as a conductor with symphony orchestras all around the world. Here, he worked with the Toronto Philharmonia. When he wasn't conducting, he was listening intently and appeared to love every note.
Music just undoes me. It unties all the knots in the joints and the things that hold you upright. I goo when I hear an orchestra playing truthfully, honestly, and if my stick's involved, it's that much better.
That's People in the News for today. I'm Elaine Lauren.
I can't believe it's on YouTube. Holy shit. Yeah, I forgot to mention he was a big fan of classical music. He loved classical music. And he loved classical music. And he was actually a professional conductor at one point. It's fucking insane. See, that Tom Hanks... This is the movie I was talking about. Extremely loud, incredibly close. That was literally... That was the last movie she ever appeared in. Oh. I didn't realize Sandra Bullock was in it too. I remember Tom Hanks was in it, but I didn't realize that Sandra Bullock was in it too. I suppose we could watch some of this. What the?
Was that you? You look different. You were wearing a red sweater. Where is it? It's important to have a look. Signature, be someone, so people will remember you. You all think you're so special. You're a dime a dozen. There are hundreds, no, thousands of you out there, auditioning, studying, going here, there, hither and yon. You expect people to remember you if you don't have a look? I was never arrogant that way. I knew I needed a look, and I got one. You. Yes, you, and don't take this personally. You don't have a look.
Holy shit! Oh man, oh my lord. Yeah, so these are the comments. Yeah. She was a really good actress. Like, damn. I was just remembering a story I read. I was actually remembering a story I read. While she was doing master class, one day she had oysters. I think it was either for lunch or dinner, one of two. And then she was doing a performance as usual. And then while she was like reciting a line, she literally fainted in front of the audience. Like, on stage, she fainted. Like, scaring the shit out of everybody. And she thought that she fainted because of the fucking oysters or something. And she didn't eat oysters before going on a plate like ever again. So, yeah, I remember reading that like a while ago. I thought it was interesting. Well, Patti LuPone's a really good singer too. Do 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 do. Oh shit. Actually, oh my god. I remember seeing this when I was in high school. I was so fucking obsessed.
This is your captain speaking. We can expect new mouth-watering wings at Burger.
Oh, shut up. So I remember raving about this performance when I was in high school, and I remember writing my journal, and I wouldn't shut up about it. I just kept on raving and raving and raving and raving. And, my drama teacher was like, well, it's nice to know you show enthusiasm for that performance, but, you know, talk about something else.
Men say you can even sing down the moon from heaven. As to that, I know not. I know you are dangerous. You threaten my daughter. You have to go.
But I wish her well, my lord. I wish her all happiness. I hope that Jason may be as kind to her as to me.
That is your wish.
No, I misspoke.
God, yo, that scared the living crap out of me. Shit. Oh, man. Actually, Judith Anderson, I think Lou Sorrell's a story about her. She actually did an interview with this guy, Alan Lochner, the same guy that interviewed Bill and Susan last year. She had a story about Judith Anderson. We could take a look at it one day.
Sort of old days.
I acknowledge, my dear, you have some cause for grief. I all the more must guard against your dark wisdom and bitter heart.
You misjudge me cruelly. It is true I have some knowledge of drugs and medicines. If any person knows a little more than the common man, the people suspect him. But you are not a common man, Lord of Corinth. You will not fear knowledge.
No. Nor change my decision. I pity you, my dear, but you must go.
You pity me? You pity me? I will endure a dog's pity or a water-grown toad's. May God who hears me, we shall see the animals to be pitied.
This is good. This is what I desire. Unmask the livid face of your hatred, and I see whom I deal with. Serpent and wolf. A wolf from Asia. I'd rather have you rage now than do harm later. Now, my dear, out of here before my...
Holy shit, dude. He's basically calling her... He's basically telling her that she's inferior. That she's shit. She's worthless because she's from like another land, basically. You know, just from like a Greek play.
This man, this...
Okay, this is where she goes really fucking crazy.
barking dogs, this gulled fool. Gods of my father's country. You saw me low on my knees before that great dog of Corinth, humble, holding my heart in my hands for a dog to bite. Break this dog's teeth! Women, it is a bitter thing to be a woman. A woman is weak for warfare. She must use cunning. Men boast their battles. I tell you this, and we know it. It is easier to stand in battle 3 times in the front line in the stabbing fury than to bear one child. And a woman, they...
Okay, so... This is a long-ass clip, so... Alright. About an hour. You know what? let's see. You know what, let's just, end it for today, and maybe I'll do another stream tomorrow. I don't know about Tuesday because I might go see a movie on that day. If not, I'll do a stream then. I don't know. Let's see. Anyways, see ya.